It's easy to look at a car full of teenagers and say, oh, they're up to no good.
I done ran from police. I done got arrested a couple times. There's a lot of things. I done been through a lot of things with police, which actually made me think negative about them. To build relationships, it'd be way better, you know.
In an effort to strengthen relationships between teens and officers, Richfield and Bloomington community liaisons wanted to start a conversation.
We wanted to establish a space where both students and officers could come together, ask each other the hard questions, and have their voices heard regardless of whether or not they disagree. Actually, especially if they disagree.
Voices Heard, an idea borrowed from agencies in New York, allowed 9 officers from the Bloomington and Richfield police departments and 20 high school students from Bloomington Kennedy, Jefferson, Richfield, and Richfield Career Education Program to learn from each other. Organizers had big goals in mind for everyone involved.
I hoped that police would learn that when community members express their pain, that it's not at all a personal attack. And then I hope that they learned tools to be able to listen with openness, with compassion, and with a desire to keep asking questions.
I'm hoping that the police get a sense of humanizing and understanding the youth that are in our community. And I'm hoping that the youth get a sense of the fact that behind the badge, there are real people, real human beings with real lives, and grow somewhat of an appreciation for us as individuals on both sides.
I hope that the students would learn that we have officers here in Richfield and Bloomington that genuinely care about them, that genuinely want to come and hear their voices.
The 6-week program started with students and officers meeting separately, sharing experiences, and talking about the value of justice and community. In the 3rd week, everyone came together, forming groups to later perform skits with a message.
I personally challenge cops to be the best cops they can be by simply leading by example.
They also shared a meal, heard poetry, and asked questions. Kennedy High School senior Ty Jarig Brown says it was a fun experience that made him think.
There was a couple skits that had me dying, and there was a couple skits that had me a little serious, and it was some real things that was being said out there,
What is justice in America when the color of your skin can determine the length of your life?
Man, look what I gotta deal with. I'm not even doing anything wrong.
To show that there's more cops that's actually on our side than cops that's actually against us.
Bloomington police officer Justin Van Hall says he saw Voices Heard as a chance for teens and cops to connect at a time when recent events nationally have weakened trust in police.
I think it's important to bridge the gaps between kids, young adults, and us. There's so much negative things going on, there's so much misinformation going on, that it's good to meet face to face so they know, hey, we're not just cops, we're humans, we have families, we have kids, we have brothers, sisters. And for us to realize, hey, these kids want to know us. They don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to have bad encounters with us. They want to know how to make those encounters good. Let's us take a step back and do a little bit more community policing instead of just ticket everybody and just think they're out to no good all the time.
Stephanie Wheelock, a member of Richfield's Multicultural Advisory Committee, says it's an important step to build understanding in a diverse community.
I love the idea of more community conversations around, especially young people of color and police departments, just to think about how we can bring groups together.
We're not out there trying to discriminate, trying to profile. We have a job to do. We get called on calls. We get, people call 911. We have to respond. We don't have a choice. And when we respond, we try to make it the best case scenario that we can. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Most of the times it does.
It says that there's a dedication and a desire to learn, and I think that's where all of these conversations need to start, is with that open-minded, I want to know more, and I think, how can that be a bad thing?